Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with Jackie Godby. She's director of the Stark County Humane Society, and getting excited for this weekend, May 13th through 15th, at various PetSmart locations. If your family's been talking about adopting a new pet, this is a great way to come meet some of the little guys and gals available. Jackie, tell us, you have mentioned that some changes have taken place at the Humane Society over the years and even within the last couple of months. Tell us a little bit about some of those.
Over the last couple of months, the staff and I have been working a lot with the board of directors, a group of volunteers, and some donors. We enclosed the front area outside for a meet and greet area. When you're looking to adopt a pet, a dog, puppy, we ask that not only your children be with you, but the dog that may already be currently at your house will come with you so that we know a little bit of information before you take that pet home that it's going to be a good match, a good fit, that when you get home it's not going to be hectic and chaotic and something could happen. So we ask that everybody in the house will come out with the current pet and do a meet and greet in the front area there. We have a white picket area with a picnic table, try to make it as comfortable and casual for everybody as we can. We also have taken the dogs out of our Ward 2, so that is our feline ward now. So we're really excited about that. That took a little bit of donations there, but it is done and it is possible. If you come into the shelter and go down the hall a little bit further on the right, there's what we call Ward 3-4, which is our larger dog area. Prior, it had puppy cages, kitten cages, cat cages in the center, so we have removed them and put a little dog arena in there. So on days where Ohio weather's not agreeing with dog walkers or dogs playing outside, they still have a little bit of a play area to exercise and get out and get a little more movement besides, going outside, doing their business, and coming back in.
It's brilliant, the thought of bringing your current pet, because I think that's something that might skip someone's mind. We've all seen the cartoons and the movies of what's going on in pets' minds, and we've all seen the really typical, stereotypical dogs and cats not getting along. What have you seen?
And you never know. Each breed and each dog picks and chooses who's going to be their friends. And so a lot of people, for their cats, they're like, I don't want to do that. So we'll walk the dog through our cat area and, see how it goes and, test that dog with the cats the best we can. If it's an owner, guardian, surrender pet, we'll ask as much information as we can. So we may already have an idea. But like I had said, we pull some dogs from the dog pound. We do take strays, sick and injured. So there's some animals we don't know a lot of history until they're there for a while.
Right.
And we get to know them better, and different days come on to where there's different trial and errors with that pet.
Do you have a way of knowing if one of your pets there has had a rough start somewhere? Are there telltale signs that the pets give that they are afraid of humans, for example, if they've not been treated well?
Yeah, just by their basic behavior when they first come in. And the staff and the volunteers try to work with them. Some are, afraid of humans. Some might be afraid of hats, certain smells. Some, right off the bat, don't like children or other dogs when you're walking and exercising them. So as they're there and the days go on, we can get to know them and give some guidance with people looking for an animal of, this is how the dog did here when the children went through the ward. When I walked the dog, it did not like the other dogs around. So we'll be able to gauge a little bit.
What do you recommend for people? There might be some people that is just really what they feel called to do, that if they hear about a pet that's been abused in its past, that they want to give it a loving home. Can it be turned around for pets so that they come to trust again?
In most cases, yes. I wouldn't say at 100% no, because, if some dogs don't like children, they may never like children. But we work with the animals as much as we can. We socialize them. We work on getting them. We have ones that come in that don't know how to walk on leashes, or cats that are not used to being held or having their nails trimmed. So for a lot of the pets, it's a first-time experience that we're working with them. And then once we see that, that's different stuff that we will do.
That's interesting. All right. Take us again through almost like an audio tour of the shelter. We've got this great meet and greet area. Tell us what else you've got.
We also have outside 2 of the 25 by 100 play areas for the dogs that are up for adoption, for staff, volunteers, anyone that's, there and wants to take the dog off the leash and let the dog run. We all need recess time. Everybody needs to get rid of that extra energy throughout the day, and that helps them stay socialized, stay at a nice energy level. It's recommended that a dog gets about 20 minutes of exercise time a day. So when you come out, go through the volunteer orientation. It's held Saturdays at 11. We're also offering it Sundays at 1:45. it gives you an idea when you come into the shelter. It's like an icebreaker. We color code the dogs like a red, yellow, green. So it's just like a stoplight, very common in society today. Green means that dog's going to be good on the leash for anybody. Yellow, maybe an older teenager, parent. Red is normally a staff-only sign because it's either dog aggressive or it might be a leash biter. Mm-hmm. But we try to give the volunteers an idea because we don't want them to have a bad experience when they come out. So,
yeah, you picture the person walking their dog, they won't hurt anybody, and then they jump all over the person that you've just passed by. It happens all the time, right?
Yes.
Or that old joke, does your dog bite? No. And then he bites him.
Yes.
You said your dog didn't bite. This isn't my dog. Yeah, that
yes.
old, yeah. Anyway, volunteer opportunities. This just sounds like the greatest place in the world to volunteer. Tell us what we get to do when we volunteer for the Humane Society.
If you like dogs, you can work with the dogs. If you like cats, you can work with the cats. There's people that love animals that may be allergic to them. You can help with the laundry. You can help get newspapers ready, get the litter pans ready. There's different areas you can do. When you're walking a dog, we have toys provided by the door to take them out. You can help sanitize the toys in between going outside with the dogs. You can help in different areas. So you can brush a cat, you can walk a dog. If we have animals that need a bath, that's something that you may want to do. If there's something that you do in your life, you may be a groomer, you may be a dog bather, and you want to volunteer, you can come out, let us know that, this is what I do, this is my livelihood, and I want to bring some of that to the shelter, and we're always looking for extra hands to help with the pets.
Do you need any medical people as far as volunteering as well?
Yeah, with our vet, they would just need to meet with our veterinarian personally and to verify that. But we have a vet that comes in. We have RVTs on staff. We have medical assistants. So the shelter's come a long way.
Now, remind us again, you said when the training takes place for volunteers. Is this ongoing or do you have a special time set aside?
Just the Saturdays at 11 and Sundays at 1:45. You do not have to call and pre-register anything. If you're 18 years or older, you can sign your liability waiver upon arrival, or they're available on our website. If you are 16 years or younger, your parent or guardian will have to stay with you. They don't have to, work along with you, anything, just stay with you because we don't want anyone there unsupervised. But 18 and under do have to have the waiver signed by mom or dad prior to coming in. But if they're 16 or under, mom or dad should stay with them.
So just show up, come, and then you can find something for people to do, all animal lovers who've got something for them to do.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. This just sounds so fun. Well, I know you work with the Malone University students once a year when they are doing their Into the Streets, the volunteering at the very beginning of the school year. And that's always one of the favorite places for the new students to sign up is to come play with puppies.
Right.
What a fun thing to be able to do and say that you're doing good community work.
Mm-hmm. And it does. It makes a big difference for the animals because that's somebody new, somebody else giving them love and attention that most of them in their life haven't had. Some have had, and the transition is very hard for them to come into the shelter environment. And so the Freshmen Back in the Streets is a great program. That's one of the groups that come in on a yearly basis and volunteer for us. We have National Honor Societies from local high schools. We have Brownie troops, Girl Scout troops. Depending on the age of the group or the age of the people coming in to volunteer as to what they're going to want to do. Mm-hmm. But we have moms and daughters that come in and walk dogs on a regular basis. It's something that they had started to do for National Honor Society, fell in love with the idea, and continue to come in.
And then they just keep coming. That's so fun. We're speaking with Jackie Godby. She is director at the Stark County Humane Society. Jackie, what is it about dogs? We even see them being taken into the hospitals now and just being held by some of the cancer patients or some of the, I know I've seen service dogs coming through. They know they're special and they're coming through. And as people are getting their cancer treatments all lined up and doing their treatments, the dog goes through and you just feel the whole environment relax. And something about petting that dog, what is it? I know they take them to retirement homes sometimes to visit with elderly people. What is it about pets and people?
It soothes you. Having that pet, unconditional love, they don't judge you for any reason. They're there to simply do one thing, be a part of your family and give you love. And that's something that in the human nature, it's hard to find these days. And, we take puppies and kittens to local nursing homes on a regular visit. We have volunteers that come out. We go to preschools and elementary schools and try to share that and let people get familiar with the dogs and cats to see what joy and pleasure that they can bring to your life.
Is there an age that you should watch for a child to go ahead and actually be able to be responsible for their pet? I know I've seen 1 and 2-year-olds just love their dogs, but they're a little bit too lovey, and they want to see if that tail stays on and so forth. They want to ride it, and might not be the best idea, even though some pets are very, very, they'll go along with things up to a point.
Yeah, very tolerable of
very,
that.
Very
yes,
tolerable.
I see that as well, yes.
But is there an age that's best for a child to really take on this kind of responsibility?
It depends on the child and the
Yes.
family. I mean, there's no one that can tell you, my 3-year-old's ready, we're going to go, adopt a dog today, or I'm going to go get a puppy, and it's going to be that child's responsibility. Each family and child, that's something that they have to decide within their household of what pet's going to work for them. There's some people that don't have dogs or cats. They may have fish tanks or guinea pigs that work better for them, or birds. Not everybody has the time for a dog. And then, cats are pretty self-sufficient as well. And then you have allergies within families.
Right.
We see that as for a reason why pets come into the shelter, allergies, or the animal may not be good with the newborn, or, my niece and nephew are coming to stay with me for a while, and my dog doesn't like children. Mm-hmm. So socialization for the dogs is very important.
Let's talk about the services that you do provide. Is temporary shelter one of those things? Say somebody's having a family member come visit for a short moment, or, maybe a week or two. Do you lodge pets for a while, or no?
No, we don't do any boarding, because there's local boarding facilities, and then also a lot of veterinarians offer that service. The main purpose of the shelter is to help the sick and injured, so we don't want to bring somebody's pet in and expose them to that. And so we refer, if you're going on vacation, or, over the holidays, to use a local boarding facility or your veterinarian.
And do you have some that you recommend?
Not right off the top. It's because all the veterinarians help the shelter, local boarding facilities help the shelter, and so we want that to be a decision between you and your veterinarian.
And talking about families, are there some good questions or things to look for when you go to pick out that pet? What kinds of things should families ask or think about? You mentioned allergies. That wouldn't have crossed my mind until it's too late sometimes.
Right.
What kinds of things should you ask and look for when you're choosing your next family member, really?
When you're choosing a pet, first thing you want to do is see, is this a decision that's going to work with your family? Do you have the time, the finances to be responsible as a pet owner? And if you say yes to that, what type of pet is going to work for you and your family, your household? Are you a busy family to where if you get a 8-week-old puppy, it's going to have to go out often? It needs to be potty trained. It's going to need more vaccinations. So you're looking at time, love, veterinarian care. So they may want to get an older dog, 2 years old, already fixed, already housebroke. So a lot just depends on that, and allergies, asthma. Have the children been around pets before? So are they familiar with the pet and the do's and don'ts? So a lot of people, I would say, do a little research and make that family decision. Don't just say, well, I had dogs growing up, I want a dog. You have to see how your children and your other significant other may do with that decision.
Lots of good things to think about. Jackie Godby, thank you so much for joining us in our community.